Hi everyone, welcome to Bring Life Indoors. Today I'm going to talk about peace lily. Is this beautiful plant that gives off these wonderful white flowers. I love these so much. I mean, I've got about 5 of them in my house. And here's another one here. That's a big mama. Yeah, they can grow big. And there's a little one which struggled a bit, which I'll tell you why as we go on. Yeah, so today I thought I'll talk about peace lily. I love peace lily. It's a beautiful flowered plant to have in your house. One of the reasons I love it is because it flowers, and if it's happy, it will flower all year round. It just keep on flowering. So I love it. And so I've made my notes that I don't forget anything, you know. So it's a tropical plant, and it grows on the floor of the forest where it doesn't get direct sun, and it's all humid. It loves high humidity. It loves moist soil, and that's my son. He's home from school. Sorry about that. So yeah, and it I did say it loves humidity and it loves moist soil. So yeah, so if you're gonna bring it indoors, you need to try and mimic those things. So I have mine sitting, 2 of them in my bathroom, 1 in my bedroom. The other one is on my corridor, and there's 1 in the guest bathroom. So all of them, they have different environments, if I can say that, and they seem to be doing absolutely well. Now this is one plant I can say, after I've owned one for a while, that it's really a easy to care for plant. If you're looking for an indoor plant which is easy to care for, which won't give you issues, this is a plant to go for. Honestly, I've tested it, I've seen it for myself. It's really easy to care for plant. While it likes moist soil, believe me when I say it can tolerate droughts. So but be careful not to leave it too long without watering. But I like the idea of it being able to tolerate a bit of drought, because that's if you are traveling. Let's say you are traveling, or you honestly forgot to water it, it will be fine for a while. It will be fine for a while, but please don't leave it for too long. Otherwise the leaves will start browning up, and then it won't be good for your plant. Though when you do water it, it will bounce back and recover. But then you're gonna have to cut off those brown leaves. But it will definitely recover. So it's a very nice plant to have. Jonathan, please, mommy's almost done. So yeah. Now, how do we care for this lovely plant? Like I said earlier, it loves moist soil, so you want to keep the soil moist. You don't want to overwater it. It doesn't like to sit in water in a soggy soil. The roots will rot if you do that to it. And it loves and enjoy high humidity. So you can once in a while get your spray bottle and mist it. It will enjoy that a lot. And mine, like I said, 2 of them are in my bathroom. They love it there because it's warm, it's moist, you know and the humidity there, it's high, so it loves it there, because then we bath and shower in there, so it enjoys that a lot. I just have to keep on checking on my son. He's right here next to me. So yeah, and the other thing you should know about it in taking care of it is they are not heavy feeders. So when it comes to fertilizing, you can do it occasionally. It's not something you need to do regularly. You can really just do it occasionally. They are not heavy feeders. So that's another nice thing about this plant. And the other one more thing you need to know about it is it doesn't like direct sun. So don't put it in a spot where you get direct sun, otherwise it will get scorched. So it loves low light, it loves bright light, it can be okay in medium light, but then it won't do well with direct sun, you know. So choose the spot well for it, and if you've got the right spot for it with the right lighting for it, it will be very happy. You won't have issues. And let me see if I'm not forgetting anything. So if you're gonna report, like I said, this one was giving me issues simply because I moved it around a lot. I think it was not happy with me at some point, and then yeah, it started looking not so nice at all. So what I did, I cleaned it up. I cleaned all the brown leaves off, and then I repotted it, gave it a new fresh soil, and then I moved it to my guest bathroom. It seems to be happy there. I'll tell you why. Because I've gotten new shoots. I've got about 3 new shoots. So there's 3 new growth. For me, that says a lot. There is not browning anymore, and I'm getting new growth. So that says a lot. For me, it means the plant is happy. So I'm hoping springtime it will bloom. I'm hoping. So even if that doesn't happen anytime soon, the fact that if it can just remain growing and green, that's a good sign that your plant is happy with you. But I'm still hoping I'll get some flowers soon. So yeah, and so when you repot, it's important that you plant it in a well-draining soil, because like I said earlier, it doesn't like to sit in a soggy soil. So you want to make sure that the soil you're gonna replant it in, it's a well-draining soil. Make sure that your pot has a hole at the bottom that the water can drain out when you water it. And they say you need to repot it annually, to give it because it will enjoy that fresh new soil. I must be honest, as for me, I usually wait for my plants to get to a place where they are ready to be repotted, in the sense that they've outgrown the pot. When I feel they've outgrown the pot, there's no longer room for them to grow, they are pot bound, the roots has filled up the pot. That for me, then I repot my plants. And as for all of them, none of them is ready for that. They are all still yeah, you can see at the bottom, they are not yet ready to be repotted. So I'm not gonna bother them. I'm gonna leave them in there until I feel they are ready to be repotted. And otherwise, with me, apart from the fact that I wait for them to outgrow the pot, the only time I would repot my plants is when I feel there is something wrong with the plant and I can't tell what is wrong, and I want to see what's happening in the soil. Then I'll take it out to inspect the soil, or if I find that there's something wrong with the soil, then I'll throw out that old soil and give it a new fresh soil. And those are the 2 reasons when do I repot my stuff. I only repot it when it's pot bound, or when I'm not quite sure what's happening with it and I feel it's not quite happy and I want to see what's happening in the soil. Then I'll take it out, and then yes, I'll give it fresh new soil. But otherwise, you can follow this one, which they say every year you repot, you know. The beautiful thing I love about peace lily is it's one of those plants you can separate. So when it gets full, I'll show you with this one. I already have 3 in there. That's one bunch on its own. That's 1, and that's 2, and that's 3. So the day I repot this, which will probably be soon, we'll see. I'll definitely be having 3 because I'm gonna separate it into 3. You know, so that's exciting. That's very exciting about this. You can separate them and you get more plants out of it. So it's a very nice plant to have. Yeah. So yeah, what else did I forget? So that's how we repot and transplant, or divide. Or one other thing I wanted to mention is that you can grow peace lily in water. You can. And I've got one sitting in my kitchen, but it's a small leaky one, which I took from this one when I took it out to clean it up, just to see. So I do have one sitting in water. It's just a little one, and it's growing. I'll pick it up now and just show you. The only thing you have to make sure that it's only the roots and that bulb of the roots sitting in water. Otherwise, it will rot. It will rot. So you just have to make sure that it's that bulb where the roots are growing, which sits in water, and the rest needs to be elevated above the water. So yeah, that's the only tricky part. So you need to check the kind of a vase you're gonna use, or you can use pebbles. You can fill up your vase with pebbles and then pour water, and obviously the pebbles will elevate your plant to be a bit higher, and the roots can just sit in water. So yeah, it's a beautiful plant. So I'm trying to grow mine in water, but it's gonna go. I'm sure it's gonna take a while because I started with a small plant, and it's true you can, because it's doing very well. It's happy. It hasn't given me issues. I'll show you just now. And so I think I've covered everything. I think I've covered everything. So yeah, that's peace lily. For me, if I were to advise you, if you are looking for a plant that is easy to care for, doesn't have much issues, this is the one plant to go for, a peace lily. It's a beautiful plant. Once in a while, you take your damp cloth. It must be damp, and then you clean your leaves with it, from dust. And yeah, and your spray bottle, just to mist it up, to increase, to just for humidity's sake. And yeah, that's it, nothing more. So I'm just gonna grab the one I wanted to show you, and then just for you to see, just for interest's sake. So here's the one that I'm growing in water. It's been sitting in here for a while. You can see there we go. See, so the only thing that's sitting in water really is this part of it. This, from here to here, is sitting in water, and from here up it's not water. So that's what you need to be careful with. Yeah. That's why I went and got myself a vase like that, because then it's narrow at the top. Yeah. And here's another one. How cute is that? So when I started, this was what it was, the leaf, the stem, and this one was browning up. And then once it gave me new shoots, I cut that off, So this is new, recently just came out. This is new, and I've cut the old one out because it was browning. The tips were, it was not looking nice. But then you can see it's happy. Look at the leaves, the roots, I mean. So yeah, so it's true, you can grow it in water. So I'm gonna leave these ones in here, see what happens after a while. I might just transplant it and put it in soil, but I'll see how I feel. So again, it's a very easy to propagate plant. It's easy to propagate it, you know. So there we go. That's how it's sitting, if you can see. It's not as clear, but see, you want to make sure that what must sit in water is sitting in water and what mustn't is not. So yeah, so but it was nice. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got more questions, please comment down below. You can hear my son at the he's saying, and subscribe. Yes, please. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. But for those who have, thank you so much for subscribing. And thank you for joining me today. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Go get yourself a peace lily. You won't be disappointed. As long as you follow these how to care for instructions, you know, you won't be disappointed. It's very easy to care for plant. Other than that, you must have a lovely day until next Monday. Jay, are you gonna come and say bye nicely?
Bye everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye. I don't know about tomorrow, but bye. See you Monday.